So we're doing Surah Al Lail, number 92. And hopefully we'll cover all the 21 verses. So let's start with you, Shazia.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والليل إذا يغشى, by the night when it enshrouds, والنهار إذا تجلى, and by the day when it breaks in its glory, وما خلق الذكر والأنثى, and by him who created the male and the female. Inna sayakum lashatta, surely your strivings are divergent. This is that for which an oath has been sworn by the night and the day, and the creation of the male and the female. It means to say, just as the night and the day, and the male and the female are different from each other, and their effects and results are mutually contradictory, so are the aims and objects for which men are endeavoring and struggling, different in their nature and contradictory with regard to their results. In the following verses, it has been told that all these divided endeavors are divided into two main kinds.
Okay. So very good.
I saw two things.
Okay.
Yeah, that was still very good. But I did want to point out the word oath. So I know I heard you pronounce it as oath, but it's oath. Oh, you guys can see my dog in the background. Anyways, I'll leave him be. Okay. So repeat after me. Oath.
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 Yeah, are you familiar with the word like oatmeal?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
So let me see. You're saying out. So
Out.
It's not it's
Out.
no. So there's no alif madda, it's just alif wow. Oath.
Oat.
Yeah, that's closer. Oath. And don't forget the th.
So,
Yeah. All right, and then the other word I heard, where was it? A different. Oh, I think it was in endeavoring, because I think I heard you say the V is a W, but it's endeavoring.
Endeavoring.
Yeah, that's better. Okay, and that's all I got. It was pretty good.
So I'm gonna underline another word here for you too. So endeavoring, you got that. How about the word I put a question mark on, Shazia?
It's endeavors.
So V, not W.
Yeah.
Endeavors.
Better.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. Next, Umar.
Yes, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. فَأَمَّا مَنْ أَعْطَى. As for him who gave out his wealth for Allah's sake and abstained for disobeying him, وَصَدَّقَ بِالْحُسْنَى, and affirmed the truth of goodness. This is the first kind of endeavors, which includes three things, and a little consideration shows that they comprehend all virtue. Comprehend all virtues. That man, sorry sir, all virtue.
Just keep going, that's fine. We'll come back to it.
That man should refrain from wealth worship, but should spend whatever Allah has given him generously in rendering Allah's and His servants' rights for good,
Oh, sorry.
for, for
Sorry. That's my fault.
oh, it's okay, sir.
Go ahead.
For good works and for helping others, that he should fear God and, and refrain from things which cause his displeasure in his moral, social, economic, and other dealings with the people, that he should believe in goodness. Goodness is a comprehensive word which includes goodness of belief, moral, and acts. Goodness of belief means that one should give up polytheism, atheism, and disbelief and affirm faith in Tawheed, the hereafter, and prophethood of affirming belief in goodness of moral and acts is that one should not be doing good and right morally unconsciously outside a de- definite system, but one should acknowledge as right and sound the system of goodness which God has sent, which combines every kind of goodness in all its forms, and should and sound the system of goodness which God has sent, which combines every kind of goodness in all its forms.
Next line. Are you there, Umar? Okay, I'll read it. And aspects into a system comprehensively called the
Oh,
divine
sorry,
Sharia.
sir. It's mic mute. Forms and
I
so
think some things
scroll.
are covering the line. Can you scroll down a little bit? There you go.
Yes, sir. And aspects into a system comprehensively called the divine Sharia.
Okay, very good. Thank you. So a few words. Start.
Okay. So that word is abstained.
Abstain.
Yeah, let's say it one more time. Abstained.
Abstain.
So when I hear you say it, it sounds a little like like I hear you saying abstained, but it's abstained.
Abstained.
Yeah, that's better. So abstained means avoided or to avoid. Okay, the next word is disobeying.
Disobeying.
Yeah, that's good. To disobey is to go against, to not listen, to rebel.
So not obey.
Right, not
Okay.
obey. So the next word is comprehend.
Comprehend.
Oh, good, but there's no S at the end. So comprehend.
Comprehend.
Yeah, that's good. To comprehend is to understand. Understand. And then virtues.
Virtues.
Yeah, let me just hear that V. Virtues.
Virtues.
Yeah. So once again, I guess that's just something to practice the difference between V and W, which is more pronounced in English. And I guess virtues are good traits. Good traits you want to have. Morals, I guess. They're also morals.
Okay, good traits slash. Okay, next.
Comprehensive.
Comprehensive.
Yeah, that's good. Something that's comprehensive is like all including. The Quran is a comprehensive guide to life. It has rules for everything, right? All inclusive. Okay. Yeah. A comprehensive dictionary would have all the words you need. All right. So the next word is atheism.
Atheism.
Yeah, let me hear the th a little more. Atheism.
Atheism.
Yeah. So we've talked about this word before, but atheism means to not believe in God, because it comes from that root word theos, belief. I believe theos is Greek. So it's and the a can often mean not, so it's not belief. So they do not believe there is a God.
I wonder if G should be capital or lowercase.
I think anytime you refer to God or Allah, like even in English, you capitalize G. But I think if you're just referring to an unspecific deity, like a god or the god of water, if you're, I don't know, just starting to talk about polytheism or something, then you would probably lowercase G.
Go with lower G here then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the next one is forms.
Forms.
Yeah, so it's forms. It's what is that word you wrote? Shapes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Form is a shape. Whatever manner the thing comes in. And then the next word is, once again, I guess it's an adverb of the word we talked about before, but it's comprehensively.
Comprehensively.
Yeah, good. You said that well. So, like we said, comprehensive is all inclusive. So, but this is the adverb version of it because it has that ly at the end.
So it's adverb of comprehend.
Mm-hmm.
So if you realize there was same word that was used 3 times here.
Oh yeah, that's right. It was 3 times.
Comprehensive, comprehensively.
Mm-hmm.
So you're struggling with one word, but it's 3. It came in 3 different forms.
Yeah.
All right. And next, Shahzeb.
Okay, sir. So can you hear me? So can you hear me?
Just a very little. Can you speak louder?
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَسَنُيَسِّرُهُ لِلْيُسْرَى. We shall facilitate for him the way to bliss. This is the result of the first kind of endeavoring and struggling. The easy way implies the way which is in accordance with human nature,
A little louder, please.
okay, sir, which is in accordance with the will of the Creator, who has created man and the whole universe. It is a way in which man has not to fight his conscience, in which he does not have to force his faculties of mind and energies of body into doing works for which they are not given, but to do things for which they have actually been given him. It is a way in which man has not to experience war, resi- resistance, and conflict on every side, which he has to experience in a life full of sin, but a human society in which at every step he welfare treats every other person kindly and
You missed a line.
experiences peace and conquered appreciation and honor. Obviously, the person who spends his wealth for public welfare treats every other person kindly and well, whose life is free from crime, sin, and immorality, who is who is righteous and fair in his dealings, who neither cheats others nor proves false in his promises, from whom no one apprehends dishonesty, injustice, and excess, and with whose character no one finds any fault, will uh, in any case be honored and respected in any society, however corrupt and depraved it may be. Hearts will be attracted towards him in esteem and regard. His own heart and conscience will be satisfied, and he will attain to dignity in society which no immoral person can ever attain. This same thing has been expressed in Surah An-Nahl. Thus, whoever does righteous deeds, whether male or female, provided that he is a believer, he will surely grant him to live a pure life in this world. And in Surah Maryam, thus the merciful will fill with love the hearts of those who believe and do righteous deeds. This then is the way in which there is nothing but joy and tranquility, tranquility for man, for the world till the hereafter. Its results are not transient and temporary, but eternal and everlasting.
Okay, very good. So let's go through a few words.
Okay. So the first one is facilitate.
Facilitate,
Yes. So we shall facilitate for him the way to bliss. What's a good way to describe facilitate? It's like to kind of arrange, I guess. Um, to make it easier. I just looked it up to make sure. Yeah, make something easy. What's interesting is the word fácil in Spanish is the word for easy. So maybe that's the root of they all kind of come from the same place. Okay. The next word is war. Repeat after me.
war,
Yeah, war. So this could be a battle, a conflict, the Battle of Badr, you know. A war is a thing where people fight with each other.
Yeah. Fight. Yeah, it's not war, it's war.
Yeah, war. Okay. The next word is concord.
Concord.
Yeah, that's that's like basically agreement. The next word is immorality.
Immorality.
Yeah, good. That's a synonym for that is wickedness. And as Bilal pointed out, one of the words in that word is moral, but you have im in front of it, which makes it not moral. Okay.
Like impossible.
Yeah.
Not possible. Immorality, not moral.
Right.
Okay, ma'am.
The next word is excess.
Excess.
Yeah, so excess is kind of like extra, I guess, like exceeding the bounds. It's just too much.
And too much.
Too much. It's too much. Some people have on this planet have excess wealth. It's just too much wealth, more wealth than they could ever need. All right. The next word is character.
Character.
Yeah. So this character can mean many things, but here it's referring to someone's morality, their virtue, what kind of person they are.
Okay.
The next word is grant.
Grant.
Yeah. So here it's a synonym for this would be give. So it's something you're giving to somebody, and then that's it.
That's it. And then I pointed an arrow at Colin. Usually there's short us at Colin.
Yeah, so often a colon is preceded by a list of things.
Preceded or followed?
Yeah, I guess is after a colon you can have a list following it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. Next to Khadija.
Okay, sir. Bismillah Rahman Rahim. Concerning this, Allah says, we shall facilitate for him the easy way. It means to say, when after affirming goodness, he decides that this way alone suits him, and the evil way does not suit him, and when by making sacrifices and adopting the life of taqwa practically, he proves that he is true in his affirmation, Allah will make easy for him to walk this way. Then to commit evil will become difficult for him, and to do good easy. When unlawful wealth comes before him, he will not regard it as a good bargain, but consider it a, a hard piece of burning coal which he cannot hold in his hand. When opportunities for sin appear before him, he will not rush to seize them as opportunities for pleasure and enjoyment, but will look upon them as gates to hell, and will flee from them. The prayer will not be hard for him, but in, he will have no internal peace until he has performed it as its appointed time. He will not feel hurt when paying the zakat, but will regard this wealth as impure until he has paid out the zakat from it. In short, at every step, Allah will favor him with His grace and help him to uh, follow this way. conditions will be made favorable for him, and he will be helped out of every difficulty. Now, the question arises that in Surah Al Balad, this very way has been called an uphill road, and here it has been described as an easy way. How how can the two things be reconciled? The answer is that before a man uh, before a man has adopted this way, it appears to be a steep uphill road for ascending, which he has to fight his desires, his materialistic members of the family, his relatives, his friends, and those with whom he has social and other dealings, and above all Satan for for each one of them obstructs his way and makes it seem dreadful. But after man has affirmed goodness and resolved to follow this way, and giving his wealth in the cause of God. Sir, can you scroll it up? In the cause of God and adopting the way of taqwa, he's strengthened, uh, practically strengthened his resolve. Um, Ascending this steep road becomes easy, and slipping into the abyss of moral depravities become difficult for him.
Yeah, very good. So, a few words. Start with the
Okay.
fasil.
So facilitate,
Facilitate,
right? That's to make easy. The next word is affirmation.
affirmation,
Yes. So affirmation is affirming is like approval, I guess you could say. All right. I guess at got like a squiggly because I guess it just needed to be said. And then the next word is reconciled.
reconciled,
Yeah, so to reconcile is to kind of like to come to an agreement or to like make peace after a conflict. You know, maybe a, a husband and wife were fighting, and then they went to couples counseling and became reconciled with each other. So yeah, I guess I could say won over or
Yeah, you know, when you have a fight, and then you decide to patch things up, so
yeah,
reconcile.
yeah, reconciled,
Mm.
made peace.
When I was in my younger years, I used to have a lot of fights with my brother, for example.
Oh,
So, you know, we'll have a fight, or hit each other at times even.
oh no.
Well, you know, we're both guys.
Yeah,
so
that's how boys are.
yeah, hitting wouldn't be like, you know, I'm slapping him. It would be more like just pushing each other around. But anyways, and then the next thing, an hour later, we have reconciled.
That's how kids are. It's all water under the bridge.
Yeah.
All right. The next word is Satan.
Satan,
Yes, and in Arabic they call him Shaitan, but in English they call him Satan.
Yeah. So it's, there's no Y in there, but it almost sounds like there's Y. Satan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then there's a squiggly because I guess giving away wasn't quite said.
Yep.
And then the next word is God.
God,
Yep, God. So Allah, right? And
Yeah,
then
so I think she said good, I think.
Oh,
It sounded like that. So anyways. All right. Next. Go with Sumer.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa amma man bakhila wastaghna. As for him who was a miser and behaved with aversion to Allah. Wa kazzaba bil husna, and denied the truth of goodness. This is the second kind of human endeavoring, which in every part of it is different from the corresponding part of the first kind. Nigar, Niggardliness, bukhul, is only merely the niggardliness because of which people generally regard a person as a niggardly if he hoards money, neither spends it on himself nor on his children. But bukhal here implies to refrain from spending in the cause of Allah and public welfare. According to this, niggardly is every person who spends generously, rather squanders money on himself for his own ease and comfort, interests and enjoyments, but as for a good cause spends nothing, or if at all he spends anything, it is for display or to win a reputation and name, or to have access to officers, or to obtain some benefits and gain. Independence of God implies that one should make worldly material benefits only the object of all his endeavoring and strivings, and being independent of God should least care to see what pleases him and what displeases him. As for belying goodness, it is in sharp contrast to believing in goodness in every detail. Therefore, it need to be explained here in every detail. Therefore, it indeed not be explained here, as it has already been explained above.
Okay. We'll stop here. A few words.
Okay, so the first underlined word comes from niggardly. But the underlined word itself is niggardliness.
Niggardliness.
Yeah. Now I will. Niggardly means it basically means greedy, like you're hoarding your money and you don't want to give it to anybody. I will say this word. Most people in the United States don't say it. I think it's like an older word. Most people in the United States, they just say greedy. And it sounds a lot like another word, which is a very like bad word. So I think that's why a lot of people in the US just don't say it. So greedy will work fine. Okay, so the next word is access.
Access.
Yeah, so if you have access to something, something is open to you, something is available to you, you know. If you have access to Netflix, Netflix is available to you.
Approach, access. Yeah, okay. Yeah, and the way you said it, Sumer, it sounded like excess with E, which is too much. A word covered earlier. So access with A, excess with E. Okay.
Access.
So access versus excess. Okay.
Yes.
Next.
And then the next word is detail.
Detail.
Yeah, detail. So the details are just like they're the small intricate things that you know
Means explanation.
So let me just so it's like a smaller part of something.
Okay.
I just looked it up to give a better explanation, but an individual small part of something. It's a detail. You have to be observant to notice the details, you know?
Okay, very good. And okay. ثانية.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم فسنيسره فسنيسره للأسرى. We shall facilitate for him the way to hardship. This way has been called the hard way, for although the one who follows it does so far for the sake of material benefits, worldly enjoyments, and superficial successes, yet while following it, he is always at war with his nature, his conscience, the laws made by the creator of the universe, and the society in which he lives. When he transgresses all transgresses all moral limits of truth, honesty, nobility, purity, and chastity, and endeavors to satisfy his interests and desires in every way. When the people feel harmed by him rather than benefiting from him, and when he encroaches upon the rights of others and violates people's honor, he feel he feels disgraced in his own eyes and has to clash at every step with the society in which he lives. If he is weak, he has to suffer every kind of punishment on, on account of his conduct. And if he is wealthy, strong, and influential, the world, the world may lie low before him, but no one cherishes any good wishes, any feeling of honor and love for him. So much so that even his associates and companions regard him as a wicked man. And his thing is not only restricted to individuals, even when a strong and powerful nation transgresses the bounds of morality and adopts an immoral conduct. In arrogance of pride and wealth, it earns on the one hand the enmity of the outside world, on the other its its own society falls a victim to all sorts of crime, prevalence and suicide, intoxication, venereal disease, destruction of family life, waywardness of the new generation, class conflict, and ever increasing injustice and tyranny. So much so that when it falls from its position of prestige, it leaves nothing behind except curses and condemnation for itself in the history of the world.
Okay, a few words.
Okay. The first one I see is companions.
Companions.
Yeah, so that can refer to, like, you know, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He had the Sahaba, but companions, they can also be friends. So yeah, friends is a good synonym for that.
So I think the mistake you made, Sunny, was you said companions. So it's like frying pan. Companions.
Yep.
Companions.
Good. And then the next word is prevalence.
Prevalence.
Yeah. So for something to be that word comes from prevalent, but for something to have prevalence, it's widespread. So there's a lot of it.
Widely present.
Yeah, widely present, widespread, ubiquitous, but that's an even harder
Oh
word.
my
So
goodness.
I don't know if that's helpful. All right. Unfortunately, there is a prevalence of pollution in our world.
So the word ubiquitous.
Yeah, but that's an even harder word.
Yeah, that now Jessica is using the top shelf and top shelf word.
Yeah. Sorry.
Are my spellings correct? Ubiquitous, ubiquitous.
I think that's right. I actually have to check myself. Yeah, that's right. Ubiquitous. Yeah. All right. The next word is diseases.
Diseases.
Yeah, that's good. So that word is the plural of disease, and a disease is a type of sickness.
Yeah, she missed the S there. So next one.
Yeah. All right. The next one is waywardness.
Waywardness.
Yeah, so that comes from the word wayward, which means like astray or immoral.
We will go with immoral. Okay, next. Muzammal.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, one more word.
So
Sorry.
I think
Yeah.
there is yes.
Yeah, so that word is prestige.
Prestige.
Yeah, so to have prestige is to kind of have like a high status or a high reputation, you know, like a movie star or a celebrity, they would have like prestige.
Okay, so sorry, what was the meaning again?
Like high status.
Okay. All right, next.
Okay.
Muzammal.
Okay, sir. As for saying that, so we shall make smooth for him the path of difficulty. It means we shall facilitate for him the hard ways. We will be deprived of the grace to follow the way of good. Gates of evil will be opened up for him. Means and resources for the same will be provided for him. Doing evil will become easy, and doing good will become toilsome and risky for him. This same theme has been expressed at another place in the Quran. Thus, so whomever Allah wills to guide aright, He makes His breast wide open to Islam, and whomever He wills to let go astray. He makes his breast narrow and squeezes it so tightly that at the very idea of Islam, he begins to feel as though his soul were climbing up towards the sky. At another place, it has been said, no doubt, Salat is a hard task, but not for the obedient servants. And and about the hypocrites, it has been said, when they come to offer the Salat, they come re- relec- rel- reluctant, reluctantly, and they spend in the way of Allah with unwilling hearts, and that there are such among them who regard what they spend in the way of Allah as penalty, penalty.
Okay, so we'll stop here. All right, we'll do these few words.
Okay. So the first word I see is facilitate.
Facilitate.
Oh, let's try again.
Facilitate.
Yeah, facilitate. So as we mentioned before, that means to make easy. Then the next word is deprived.
Deprived.
Yeah, and so when someone is deprived of something, something is removed from them or something is taken from them. So to take away, to remove is good synonym. And then the next word is squeezes.
Excuses.
Let's check. So the E becomes long there, like you have an E sound. So because there's those two E's together. So it's squeezes.
Excuses.
No, it's not excuse, it's squeeze.
Excuses.
Well, let's try one thing. Just say the sound E. Can you say E?
E.
Yeah. Now say squee.
Squeeze. Squeeze.
It's got to have that E in there.
Hold on. How about we put a W rather U?
Yeah,
Try
there we go. Try like squat E.
Squeeze.
The
It's closer. Yeah, it's
getting close,
closer.
but
Get closer.
I think I want to ask you to go to Google and say this word hear and say it. Try to hear and script. So it's
Yeah.
squeeze.
Yeah. I wonder, I guess in Arabic, I guess there's the th sound, but in English, whenever there's a Q, it's almost always followed by a U in English. And so whenever there's a Q and a U, it's a qua sound in English, like queen. So that might be something to look into. Okay. So the next word is, and to squeeze, the meaning of it is to kind of like, a synonym is squish, or to kind of like hold tightly or something. Like when you're squeezing a ketchup packet and all the ketchup goes everywhere because you squeeze it too hard. All right. The next word is hypocrites.
Hypocrites.
Yeah, that's good. So the hypocrites. Do you guys know what the word for that is in Arabic? I remember reading about them in the Quran, and the word for it just I used to know what it was, but the word just escaped me all of a sudden. Go ahead. Shadia?
Yes. Yes, hypocrite means munafiq in Arabic.
Yes, the munafiq. Yeah, thank you. I was like, it's an M word. What is it? But yes, munafiq. So they're people who say one thing and then they do another, right? That's a hypocrite. They're liars. They say, oh yeah, I'll give you the money any day now, and then they never give you the money. So I guess we could say they're liars. And then the final word here is reluctantly.
Reluctantly.
Yeah, so a synonym for so the word reluctantly, that's the adverb of reluctant, and a synonym for that is hesitant. So you're hesitating, you really don't want to do something. You're like, sometimes people go to the dentist reluctantly. They're like, oh, I really don't want to go to the dentist.
Okay. So
Okay.
we did only 10 verses.
Mm-hmm.
So we're make it a 1 to 10, and next week we will just do 11 to 21. Okay, so we'll stop the recording here, and we'll also will let you go, Jessica.
Okay. Everybody have a good Juma day. Juma Mubarak.